right, we're here and we're going to be working on the topic 10 vocabulary. This is a review of the terms that we have learned up until this time. I just placed all of the terms we're going to be going over on this board. I'm going to peel them all off and then we'll talk about each one on its own. Now, a few of these have a lot in common. I'm going to start first with the word addend. Addend. An addend refers to a number that is added. So, for example, if I had 142 plus 186 equals, well, now I've got to have a problem I got to solve real quick. Hold on. 142 plus 186. Let's see. I'm going to add my ones. So that has a sum of 328. If I was talking about which of the numbers here are the addends, I would say the addends are 142 and 186. Those are called addends, these numbers that are being added. This number over here of 328, this is called the sum. The sum is the answer to an addition equation. The next term I want to talk about is hundreds. Hundreds. If I asked you how many hundreds are in the number 142, you would say 1. It is in the hundreds place. The value of this digit is 100. Hundreds. That's another word that we are talking about during this time. Another word that you probably are familiar with is digits. Digits. When we discussed this in class, we talked about a remote control. A remote control has a lot of numbers on it, but each of those numbers is significant because those are digits. Digits are the numbers that you use. The digits are what are used in order to create numbers. So on a remote control, you have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You also have a 0. These are all digits. You use these digits to create different numbers. Digits. The next word I want to talk about is mental math. This vocabulary term, mental math, gives me a picture in my head of a thought bubble. Mental math are math problems that you can do in your head. So, for example, you have a lot of practice with doing problems such as 2 plus 2 equals 4. In this topic, number 10, we've done a lot of mental math with adding 100 or adding 10 to a given number. So, 100 plus 24, you're able to do that in your head and you know that it's 124. You do not have to draw it on a place value chart. You do not have to use break apart. You don't have to use compensation or any of the other strategies that we've discussed because mentally in your head you can just think of that. That's what mental math is, math that you can do in your head. The next that I want to talk about on our vocabulary term list is the open number line. We've been using this almost the entire school year. The open number line, it's open, meaning you can put whichever numbers that you want on this number line. It has arrows on both sides, meaning that it doesn't have to start at a closed space. You can choose which number that you want to have on it. For us, on our open number line during topic 10, we've been displaying addition equations. We can also use an open number line for subtraction equations, but for this topic, we're focusing on addition equations. So if I had the equation 123 plus 50, that is not a 5. We'll just say plus 62 equals something. On an open number line, what that would look like is, runaway marker, is 123 would go right here. And then I'll do a jump of 60. So 123 plus 60, I know I'm going to just increase my tens place by 6. So 183. And And now I need to add 2. So 185 is the sum that I'm going to write in over here. 123 and 62 are both the addends, the numbers that are being added. Notice how all of these terms kind of go together. So we displayed this on the open number line. The next term we're going to discuss is partial sums. Let me move all these vocabulary terms out of the way. See, we're kind of flying through this. I want to make sure that you are listening to this whole entire video. So while you have your topic 10 vocabulary page in front of you, I want you to write on page 462, I want you to write these words, I, and then you're going to draw a heart and write the word math. I want you to have 2 exclamation marks after that. That is what I want you to write on page 462. This is me checking to see if you are watching this video. Let's keep going with our partial sums. Partial sums was something that we have talked about in previous lessons during our EnVision math curriculum. Partial sums. When we are working with some work, let's see, I'm going to just go back to that number 123, and I'm going to add another number to that, 235. When I'm doing the partial sums are the numbers that are on the in-between, right in here. Those will be called our partial sums. So let's go ahead and fill those in and find out what the partial sums are for this equation. I'm going to look at the hundreds. 100 plus 200 is 300. The tens. 2 tens plus 3 tens is 5 tens, which has a value of 50. And 3 ones plus 5 ones is 8 ones. So I'm going to just write in my 8. I'm going to add, these are all my partial sums. So 300 plus 50 plus 8. I don't even have to go through all of this. I know that that's 358. So when I add these partial sums together, it also tells me what the sum of the equation is. I always love to circle my answers whenever I'm writing an equation. It helps my teacher to find my answer really easily. So special shout out to those of you that actually do those things. It makes my life easier, and it helps me not to have a brain explosion. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The last term that we have, so we had a total of 8 terms that we were going to be reviewing. The last term that we're going to talk about is break apart. There are times when break apart really works, and there are times when you wouldn't want to choose to do break apart. You want to use break apart in an equation where there would be regrouping. So for break apart, you wouldn't choose break apart if there's not regrouping in the equation that you've chosen. So, new problem. 47 plus 126 equals something. Excuse me. So when I look at this number, 47, I notice that it needs 3 more to get to the next 10. For break apart, you try to think, okay, how could I break apart the other number, the other addend, in order to make this a happy number at 50? So I need to take 3 from this number, and I need to give it over here to this 47. If I give those over here, it's going to leave me with a smaller number on this side of the 126. So I have to be thinking 3 plus something equals 126. When I do that simple math, I know that it would be 123. So my step 2 on this break apart strategy is I have to do this. I like to call this the Janae. Shout out to my class of last year who had this happening. 47 plus 3 is my first step. Then I'm going to have another step. So first, this is all with break apart. 47 plus 3 has a sum of 50. I'm going to take that 50, and I do not want to forget, I have to add 123 to that 50. So I'm taking that as my second step. 50 plus 123 equals something. I'm going to change that 5. It's not that awesome looking. All right. So 0 ones plus 3 ones is 3 ones. 5 tens plus 2 tens is 7 tens. And then I only have 1 in my hundreds place. So this tells me what the sum is. 47 plus 126 has a sum of 173, and I used the break apart strategy. This is our topic 10 vocabulary review. After this lesson, you should be ready to go on page 462 and go ahead and take your vocabulary quiz. I hope you have a good day. Take care.